Roll. Thank you.
Bergson.
Here.
Harper. Kurtz. Petrie.
Here.
Schrader. Esri.
Here.
Langenheim.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve, my clerk, you just called the roll, that's right, okay. Don't mind me, I'm in bad shape. Let's have a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second? Oh, well, we got a chorus there. Put any two people that look good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes are approved. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, any comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? No, passed. Is there any public here to participate? I think not. Okay. Communication. John, you were going to do this thing here.
But is there any communications?
What?
Was there any communications?
No. You're it.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to keep the committee updated as far as staffing for the associate planner position. You recall we lost our planner back in November 15th. As I got closer to placing that advertisement, I spoke to the county administrator about getting the position reevaluated. I really think that it should be a higher position. And of course, something like that takes a while to work up. And shortly before I spoke to the county administrator, the RPC executive director had spoke to the county administrator about using some of Susan Chavaria's time to fill in for the associate planner due to an unforeseen change in the RPC workload. And as it turns out, Susan could give us approximately 20 hours a week for the rest of the fiscal year. And she's an experienced planner, far more experienced than we could afford at the current planner salary. And so we've entered into a little mutual agreement with the RPC. We'll pay Susan's salary direct, so there won't be any overhead. And we've done that in other situations. And I think this will work out both for our department and for the RPC. But we did want to make the committee aware of that. If you have any questions.
Everything okay? Oh, you would like to speak up? Okay.
Yes, I'm interested in knowing what the cause between the time she comes on board to the end of the year of the extra amount to pay her, because I'm sure her pay is going to be more than the individual that she is replacing, or temporarily replacing, I should say.
Yeah, it is more, but we've already saved much more than that so far this fiscal year in not having a planner on staff. The difference, the premium, if you will,
Right.
is not really that much. I think it's not much more than 10 or 15%. And given that Susan is so knowledgeable in a lot of our programs anyhow, I would say that's at the worst a fair trade, 10% premium for all that experience. So I think this will work out really well.
You didn't answer my question directly, though.
I said 10 to 15%.
The bottom line for you all to be aware of is John will absolutely be operating within his budget and will probably actually spend less this year by doing this.
No,
Oh, excuse me.
thanks. I have discussed this with John and Ms. Busey. I'm from full support. Having Susan's expertise being used for our planning department, I think, would be extraordinarily lucky to have someone we already know. We know she knows us, and she knows John, and she knows the job. And I think that's a great leg up, and I'm in full support of that.
Okay, any further comments? All right, moving right along. We have 3 applications for entertainment and recreation licenses. And before we start off on them, I want to make a comment about them. If we were strict constructionists, every one of these things would be turned down because they're not completely filled out. These people do not put their names in there. They do not put their social security numbers, and little things like that. We're all friends. Take a look at it.
Well, the original application has all of that.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, and we redact it for public purposes.
Well, it would be nice if we knew about it in here too.
Okay?
I mean, really, I looked at this thing, I said, my God, what are we doing here? This is like some county down in Mississippi.
Would you prefer that we start stamping those redacted so that it's absolutely clear that the petitioner provided it, but we redacted it?
Well, I'm nosy, I'd like to know how old they are.
They're younger than you.
Well, that's true, that's almost certainly true.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, the first of these is A, Champaign County Fair, Champaign County Fairgrounds, 1302 North Kohler Avenue, Urbana, July 18th to 26th, July 18th to 26th, 2014. All in favor?
So moved. Second.
Any comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Done. B, Illinois, Eastern Illinois ABATE, Inc., for live bands, Rolling Hills Campground, 3151 ACR 2800E, Penfield, Illinois, June 6th to 8th, 2014. Any comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, okay. Item C, Hammer Down Truck and Tractor Pull, Champaign County Fairgrounds. What?
Nothing, I love those tractor pulls.
1302 North Kohler Avenue, Urbana, Illinois, June 6th to 7th, 2014.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now that we,
I have an information question before you move on.
okay,
Mr. Hall, can you remind me what is the appropriate window of time for these applications to be in and be approved in relationship to the date of the event?
I'm thinking that it's like 20 to 30 days, and certainly it has to fit into the committee schedule. I believe these all came in well with, extra time, far in excess of what the minimum.
I'm not worried about these, I just need it to be remembered. So 20 to 30 days, are those working days?
That's what they customarily are, but the practice is literally to get them approved as soon as possible, so that if one comes in, well, as it so happens, they often come in the day that the agenda is being prepared, and if we can get it on the agenda, we do.
Thank you.
okay, now that we've taken care of the cultural life of the county for the next 6 months. Item 9A. Annual Facility Inspection Report for the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, NPDES, parent, Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, parent, MS4, parent, Stormwater Discharge Permit with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, IEPA, for the period 4/11/13-3/31/14. It's open for discussion.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay. Any comments? Yes, ma'am.
Is Andrew here to sort of give us a summary, or is Mr. Hall going to give us a bit of a summary on this so the public knows what we're talking about here?
Well, this is the annual inspection report, so we do this yearly. We report on progress, and Andrew can add anything that I omit, but our main progress in the past year has been that the committee approved the draft ordinance to be at the public hearing at the Zoning Board of Appeals. And many of the items in our MS4 plan hinge on having an adopted ordinance. And that case 769 AT13, is at the Zoning Board of Appeals. It'll be there on May 29th, and many meetings after that, I'm sure. But that's the main accomplishment of the past year, and we hope to get that back to the county board certainly by the end of this fiscal year. Andrew, do you want to add anything?
No, I think that was a good summary. I'd be happy to answer specific questions, but that's the gist of the program.
Yes, sir.
No, am I wrong, John, or is this the stuff that we were kind of behind on up until like last year? And we're caught up now, correct? Or in essence, or at least the powers that be, I guess you could say, are okay with our progress.
I'm sure they wish we were further along, but we have demonstrated progress. There's no doubt about that. And we're continuing to make progress. But it'll be some time before we're really where we're supposed to be, but we will continue to make progress.
Okay.
And if it,
Any further questions or comments?
well, real quick, you don't see any issues coming down the line because we aren't absolutely right where we
No,
should be.
in fact, you might remember I thought we would be having an audit this spring. We have not yet had that audit. We'll deal with that when it comes. We'll let the committee know the results, but we haven't even been notified yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Either to Andrew or John, as I look through the matrix, there are things that are marked incomplete and some that are marked in progress. And I'm curious if it's possible to have some timeline dates so that we have some sense when you anticipate to begin work on these that are categorized as such.
Attachment D is the proposed program for this coming year. A lot of the items that are in that matrix that you referenced
Yeah.
are included in that table. We don't have specific timelines of when they would begin this year, but at least gives you an idea of what actions we're looking to take over the next
Okay,
year
may
for
I
this
have a
permit.
follow-up question? In attachment D, you have them listed as a one-year milestone, and there's a lot in attachment D. Is that a realistic goal, or are you thinking when you actually get started on these that it will need to be extended beyond the 12-month time period?
The way the permit is structured is that we identify one-year milestones for 5 years. So this one-year milestone, we expect to be able to complete all of this in the year. We believe that this is realistic. It meets the expectations of IEPA, and we think that this is a realistic goal. We still have 4 more years on this permit, so there are new things coming up
Right.
that are identified, but we do feel that these are reasonable
Okay.
for this year.
All right, John, do you have any? Thank you.
Okay, any further comments? All right, moving right along. Vote? What? Oh, excuse me. We have to vote on this, don't we? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Okay, monthly reports. Anybody have any comment on the monthly reports?
Move to approve as presented.
Okay. Any comments?
I have a question for John, because I looked at the chart on page, sorry, I should have had this marked, on page 65. I'm sorry. On page 65, I really appreciate that John adds us each time, letting us know how much best prime farmland has been converted. And to date, it's 4.7 acres, and I was trying to follow the bouncing red ball to figure out exactly where those acres have been committed. Is it this large residence here, or what?
Well, it was a zoning use permit, and it was in the past month, so it would in fact be one of the 4 new single-family residences. We list all of those permits in Appendix A, and you know, I don't remember which one that was. But actually, it is in there somewhere. But I,
So I wasn't too far off when I went over to page
No.
64 and looked under single family. I was on the right road for identification.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other business? What?
Vote on it to put it on file.
Okay. All right. Can we have a motion to accept that? It's been moved, okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. That, I think, sort of completes that. No other business? The chair reports that he's been gone for a while.
Did you go to Florida too?
No, I went to Las Vegas.
9A is on the consent agenda.
9A? Oh, we have a 9A? I don't see it.
That was on the consent agenda?
Oh. Well, I don't get it.
The vote on 9A was unanimous, so it goes on the consent agenda.
Oh, okay.
We're all unanimous.
Okay, 9A is the only thing, and do the licenses? No, just 9A? Just 9A, okay. Last night, I watched the proceedings of the House Committee on Benghazi on TV in Hannibal, Missouri. That's where I was. And I wish to report to you that our committee and the other committees in the county are generally conducted in an equally, if more efficient manner and a good deal more politely.
I second that.
Okay.
Well, we're an awful lot brighter than they are.
I also listened to Mr. Prime Minister. That's another one. That's a good show if you want to. That's on PBS. Those guys shout at each other and get really hot and bothered. It's fun.
But they're well educated.
Okay, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Go forth and be fruitful.
Done that already.
So, John.